What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning into the channel, bringing you another Path of Exile 2 gameplay video. But in this video, we're going to be focusing on the various graphic settings that are available on the PS5 version, which actually surprised me because console games usually don't have a ton of graphical settings. It's usually just quality mode or performance mode, but Path of Exile 2 actually offers a lot of different upscaling and graphics modes. And in this video, we're going to be kind of just switching between all of them to try and find the one that we think looks best. So by default, it'll be on NIS and it'll be on its max settings. And I actually don't recommend that because it's really going to impact your performance. I played the majority of the game on this 67% mode with the sharpness turned down because when the sharpness is just turned up like crazy, it could be a little bit harmful to the eyes. It doesn't look too great. So I lowered the sharpness a bit and it definitely helped the performance. I would usually be at 55 to like 60 FPS. It can still go down when things get really crazy, and sometimes that will definitely happen, but I found this to be the perfect balance between, graphics and performance. It was pretty much always at the 60 FPS mark. Now, of course, there are tons of server issues right now, so you're going to get those lag spikes, you're going to get those micro stutters, but that doesn't have to do with the graphics. That's just the servers literally being on fire from over 1 million people trying to play. But there's a lot of different graphics modes, and you're going to have to kind of tweak things to your liking to get the game to look and perform the way that you want it to. There's a lot of different ways that you can customize it by turning shadows on and off, global illumination, and if you have a PS5 Pro, you get even more options with the new PlayStation upscaling, which hopefully I'll be able to test when I get a PS5 Pro. That'll be really cool to try out. Now, the other mode, the FSR, drastically changes the way the game looks and offers a lot of different presets for the image quality from super performance mode over to quality. And it changes the way the game looks quite a lot. It gives it almost a dreamlike quality. It can feel very blurry, but from what I've seen from this, it does a great job of just keeping the performance up, but it makes the game look very different. Some of you might like how the game looks in this mode, some of you might not. I'm kind of on the fence about it. In some ways, I do like how it looks, and it seems to be very smooth in terms of its performance, but I don't know, you just kind of lose a little bit of that image quality in this game mode, in this graphics mode. So it's not something that I'm probably going to use, but I'll be switching back and forth between it just to kind of see how the game looks and performs in the various settings that the this rendering mode uses. It says it's cutting edge. I'm not really sure what it's doing. It must be like AI upscaling. I'm not like a super tech person. If you want the tech breakdowns of all your games, you should go to Digital Foundry, but it is fun to kind of mess around with all these different graphics settings and kind of just see how the game looks and performs, messing around with the sharpness and the lighting and the refresh rate and all that type of stuff. There's just a lot of options here. Obviously, if we go into ultra performance mode, we do lose a bit of that image quality, but we should be able to just consistently be at 60 FPS. So if you're somebody that doesn't really care about the graphics and you just want strictly just performance, then this might be the graphics mode to go with. I was genuinely, pretty surprised when I booted up the game for the first time, and the game just had everything cranked up to its max. The NIS default, and then that was the resolution was up to its max, the sharpness was up to its max, and after tweaking around with a little bit, like I said, I ended up sticking with the 67% here resolution and then lowering the sharpness a little bit. That gave me the best kind of balance between the quality of, the graphical fidelity and the performance. Again, when things get a little crazy, you are going to experience some FPS drops, and then all the server issues are also going to kind of come into play with those lag spikes and micro stutters. But generally, I found this to kind of be the best balance. But let me know what you guys think. I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. I'll continuously switch between the different graphics modes. That way you can kind of get an idea of what you think the game looks the best with, and mess around, with the settings yourself. It should be one of the first things that you do. It's one of the first things that I always do whenever I boot up a game for the first time. Mess around with the saturation, brightness, if there's graphics modes. And I do appreciate that GGG kind of put all of these different options in here. It's definitely not something that I'm used to when playing a console game. Like I said, you usually just have performance and quality mode, and that's pretty much it. But here we do have a lot of options to kind of, tailor the game to our liking, and I do really appreciate that. So let me know what graphics mode you guys have been playing with, and let me know what you think looks and plays the best in the comments below. Take care, guys.